Hey guys, it's Gorzard here, and I don't want to bore you with the details, but I got it, and man, this thing is heavy. It's heavier than the Criterion's Godzilla set. So I originally ordered this from Amazon, but then I canceled it because recently Deep Discount was having a 43% off sale, if I'm remembering correctly, on this set, and I originally paid 123 bucks from them with a promo code. And a few days ago, they canceled my order without explanation. And the only explanation I could come up with, the only explanation that Matt Frank himself was able to come up with, was that there was just very limited stock given by the supplier. And when I called Deep Discount regarding, about the issue, that's what they told me. They told me something similar as well. That there was some issue with the supplier. There was not much stock, and wouldn't you know it, the same thing happened with Amazon this very morning. I, as soon as the clock struck midnight, I checked out the page and it said temporarily out of stock on the day that this was released in the U.S. and Canada. That bummed me out because I thought, okay, well now we have to wait longer. I have to wait longer. And I briefly considered ordering this from Walmart or Target because apparently, if you do, you would get it a week from now. Apparently, they have some in stock. That's what I've been told, and that's what I saw on my local Walmart listing. And just on a whim, I decided to see if this local album store called Zia Records had the Gamera set, and they did. At least that's what it said on their website. And so I decided to go out today and to check it out. Wouldn't hurt. And what did you know? They actually did carry the box set. That's how I got it for today, right now. Why I'm doing this on the day it's released. And I was looking for it in the wrong section. Turns out that they had the set by the cash register where you're supposed to check out. And I ended up paying a little bit more for the set than I would have on Amazon or any other online retail store. And I ended up paying 158 bucks. And this one, in the back, it shows which comics come with it. So it only comes with two. Matt Frank's The Last Hope, which, from what I understand, is the first English translation of that comic. It's a table of contents. And the rest comes with the Dark Horse comics, which isn't really that good, but it's nice to have, to know it's finally out there. So I guess the Last Hope is in black and white. It's kind of disappointing. I wish it was in color. The Dark Horse comic is colored, fortunately. I don't want to give away why it's bad. I want Gamera fans to read the comic themselves and see why it's bad. It's bad in a hysterical way. I'm assuming Matt Frank did that artwork as well, and there's Gara Ship. So this is history of Gamera. Stay with comments. So it's just background on the films, its origins, production background, things like that. Just an example. It almost looks like the official Godzilla Compendium by J.D. Lees and Mark Cirasani. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And there's also interviews with some of the key players like Noriaki Yuasa, like right here. Little X-ray pictures of the monsters. For those curious, these HD transfers for the Showa films and Gamera the Brave are equally as outdated as the HD transfers on the Criterion Godzilla set. The HD transfers for the Showa films and Gamera the Brave are sourced from the same HD masters that were produced in 2009. The only new HD transfers on this set are the recent 4K restorations for the Heisei films and the HD transfers for the US cuts for the original Gamera film, Gamera the Invincible, and the US cut for Gamera vs. Baragon, released as War of the Monsters. This is essentially like the same HD release as the Shout Factory DVDs and the Mill Creek Blu-ray releases. Even though these are the same HD transfers as what's been released before, these are much more high quality because there's less compression on them. I've noticed that there's only 2 films for the Showa films, with the exception of one film. I mean, one disc having 3 films per disc. Mill Creek, they had to squeeze 4 films per disc, so there was some compression involved and some video quality loss. Here, it seems that some of the quality has been restored due to less compression. Again, only 2 films per disc, and the Heisei films only have 1 film per disc. I also find it kind of ironic that this is released on the 20th anniversary of the US release for Godzilla 2000. It seems that, one of Japan's Mighty Titans had a US release 20 years ago today. And now the second Mighty Titan gets his due 20 years to the day later. So yeah, that's the Arrow set. Pretty satisfied with it. It's big as a book, but I managed to find space for it. Hopefully other people manage to find space. Hopefully they'll one day produce 4K restorations for the Showa films, but until that day, we're stuck with this one. And if the 4K restorations never happen, at least we'll have this one because, this is great.